Hi, welcome to the Crochet Authority podcast, the best and maybe smallest corner of the internet, where three incredibly talented and beautiful women claim to know everything there is to know about fiber arts.
We are Morgan,
Anna,
And Savannah.
three crocheters turned BFFs who consistently have too much to say.
consider this a glimpse into not only our conversations, but our overflowing and powerful minds. From our group chat to your ears, welcome to the pod.
Welcome.
Hello!
Hey!
Off to a good
Oh my
start.
God.
Yeah.
What are
Setting
you
the
guys
tone.
doing here? That's crazy.
What a coincidence.
Yeah, fancy meeting.
Whoa,
you guys here.
guys! What's this? That's cool.
Anyways, since there's other people watching us now, I guess.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Crochet Authority podcast.
This is the most correct spot on the internet, obviously. All of our opinions are always right.
Mm-hmm.
They're always the correct ones. They're always perfect. And we're totally not being sarcastic
No.
at all. We're totally serious.
Never in my life have I been sarcastic.
No. My humor is not dry, nor have I ever been sarcastic. So,
So,
get ready for a lot of really great takes.
The best takes. Only good ones. We've never been wrong about anything, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Of course. No.
Never in my life.
Never made a mistake.
never have, never will. So,
Mm-mm.
anyways, that's it. Thank you for
Welcome
listening.
to our little... Yep, that was it. Welcome to the first episode, and goodbye.
Okay. Maybe we should start with, like, how all of us started crocheting, I guess, because that's what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Who wants to start?
Yeah, a
Anna?
little meet the team.
Anna starts.
Yeah, I'll start. As arguably the most famous.
Duh.
Most famous person here. I'm kidding. Okay, I started in 2020. I got sent home from school because of, you know what, and I was very bored, and we had a bunch of crochet stuff sitting around, so my mom was like, you should try this, and I made a hat, and I really liked it, and around this time, everyone was making the Harry cardigan, and my dumb self was like, yeah, and that's easy. And I could do that with my eyes closed. So then I filmed a video at it. And the video proceeded to get 1 million views. Don't know why. But that just kind of catapulted me into the niche. And thank God I liked it. So I crocheted exclusively for about a year. And then I picked up knitting about a year later. And here I am now. I do kind of a mix of both. I still post on YouTube. That's like my predominant platform. Sometimes you can find me being silly on TikTok, but that's how I got started. How about you, Savannah?
Me, wow, our popcorn style. I actually, the Harry cardigan was the first for me too, and I actually followed Anna's video to make mine.
That's
so
crazy. I love meeting
I know,
my fans.
I know.
I love meeting my fans.
it was the exact same situation. I didn't come into it until like later summer 2020. My first trip out of the house, like since March 2020, was to go to Walmart to like get a crochet hook, and I still use
life.
my entire life. I've actually been agoraphobic.
First time Savannah
Yeah.
left the house. Girl, please.
But yeah, I've made the cardigan, and then I was just, because my plan was just to stop after. Like I wasn't like, it was just gonna be a one and done thing for me. Yeah.
One and done.
And it wasn't. And so I was just like, maybe I can make cardigans for all my friends, and I can try different color combinations, because I went to college in the fall for the first time, like after I started crocheting in the summer. And then it just snowballed. I started posting on Instagram in October of 2020, not expecting it to be anything at all. I was like, 20 people are going to follow this account, and they're all going to be my friends and family. Maybe just my friends. None of my family has Instagram. And now we're here. And it's not just 20 people. Back to you, Morgan.
It's
Many
many
more. Okay. I started crocheting August, fall of 2019. I had like the busiest semester of my life, and I was like, I would actually prefer something else to do as well while I'm doing an internship
and
and
why
a full
not
course load.
make my life busier?
And I'm like, I need a craft on top of all of my homework. So I just started by making hats, because hats are easy and it's a rectangle. And then I put it down until
Physically.
quarantine. Yep. Didn't pick it up again until quarantine. And I think I saw a TikTok of someone who crocheted like a top or something, and I was like, I can crochet clothes. I can do that. So I went to Michael's and I got some yarn, and I think I made like a tank top or something, and then I made my cardigan, the famous cardigan, not the hairy cardigan, mine.
No, yours.
And then
Trailblazer.
Yeah. And then I started posting on Instagram, I think at the end of July 2020.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are now.
Wow.
Years
All
later.
super famous.
Tens
Yeah.
of hundreds of thousands
The
of
most
followers.
well-known crocheters ever. Millions of people
Yes.
follow us. Don't fact check that, please.
How did you guys learn how to crochet?
YouTube.
Honestly, yeah. YouTube,
Same.
but I like have distinct memories because like I said, my mom was like, you should try it. Crocheting, that is. And we had some stuff laying around, like some books and stuff, but I'm a very like visual person. I can't learn from like looking at a book like that. If I'm looking at a book, I need a video to go with, sort of thing. But I couldn't for the life of me figure out what these things were called. So I was like tripping my way through the internet. I like searched things like how to read crochet thing that's like a recipe because I didn't know it was called a pattern.
That's
And so
funny.
I was like severely like tripping my way through, which is like crazy that I figured out how to make anything at all. But once I did find like the wording, I guess, I used YouTube and a lot of just like trial by error. I think like kind of just jumping into the deep end, I was like, I'll learn as I go. And I got very frustrated in the process, but I definitely like picked up a lot of stuff that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think recipe is kind of what it translates to in other languages, though. Like,
I mean, it's
pattern.
basically what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, I was YouTube. I was just like, I watched literally as many YouTube videos as I possibly could.
Yeah.
And I watched things for stuff that I wasn't making just to kind of learn about construction and how things are made. That's where I
Yeah.
get all my knowledge from.
Oh.
Me?
Savannah?
How did I learn? YouTube, literally just YouTube. And Anna, I guess. I also watched like 10 million videos because I was like, I'm going to be a
See,
god
Anna.
at this by the time like I finish this cardigan. I
And
wasn't.
You are.
Yeah.
But it was fine. I don't think I've ever learned from a book or anything. It's literally just YouTube. There's so many YouTube tutorials out there. So I can proudly say I've never commented
Yeah.
tutorial on anyone's social media pages.
There are so many like TikToks now too, which I think are like helpful for quick breakdowns of stitches and whatever. So there's like,
Yeah.
it's so interesting. I don't know if you guys feel this way, but you probably do, just because we all started around the same time where, you know, you guys obviously had an easier time finding stuff than I did. I think I'm just a little dumb. But there's so much like information out now that it's like you like don't even need to look and you'll find stuff with like a bad Google search. Like if I searched what I did when I was starting now, I would easily find what I'm looking for. Not saying there wasn't a ton of stuff then. Like there definitely was. I just wasn't necessarily looking in the right places maybe, but
Yeah.
I think it's kind of cool that it's everywhere now and so many people can like find their way into the community.
So a lot more content.
Yes.
A lot more. Cool.
Oh, I was gonna say before, Savannah, I know you kind of touched on it, and Morgan, I think you did as well, on like starting to post on Instagram. How was that like start for you? Like what made you like want to start sharing it opposed to just like doing it yourself? Like just kind of like crafting your social media journey, I guess.
For me, I guess I had like hobby Instagrams before. They never really took off, and I will not be revealing what they are. But I was just like, I need to, because I was also like running out of space on my phone, and I was like, I just want one place to like look at all the pictures of stuff I've made without having to like scroll through my phone because I delete pictures a lot. And so I was just like, why don't I just post these on Instagram? And I didn't tell anyone about it. Like I told my roommate at the time, and I think I told my mom, but I was like, this is like embarrassing because they were not good photos. It was purely like storage for me. And then it wasn't. So
And now you take sleigh photos.
Yeah.
I do, hopefully.
Morgan, how about you?
I don't remember. I honestly don't remember. I think I was just really bored. And I was like,
Yeah, that's so fair.
I'm going
That
to
is
keep
so
doing
fair.
this. Like, I'm going to keep doing this crochet thing. So I'm like, why not make an Instagram? I don't think
Yeah.
I saw myself getting as big as I am, like, today.
Yeah.
But I also just have a terrible memory. So I have no
Same.
idea.
It's
But yeah.
sometimes just fun to be like, I'm gonna put this out there, and like even if no one looks at it, it's like it's in one spot.
Yeah.
You know, it's all on like one page, like you were saying, Savannah. Or like if someone sees it and they like it, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I didn't start to be like, I want followers. But yeah, I was just like, yeah, let me just post about it on Instagram. I have nothing
Yeah.
better to do in a pandemic. So
Yeah, there's literally nothing else to do. Well, that's kind of how I started too, though,
Yeah.
because I had always wanted to like be a YouTuber, and I use that loosely because it sounds kind of stupid, I guess. But
not really.
we very much grew up watching, you know, the progression of YouTube becoming a bigger platform. A lot of us probably watched a lot of YouTube as content when we were first online, arguably too young, watching stuff that we shouldn't be seeing, sort of thing. But I watched so much YouTube growing up. Like, I really loved it.
Yeah.
It was just, like, fun. And it was people that were just like me that I was like, I could do that too. And so once I got to an age that was like, well, no, I can put myself online now and I'm not, like, 12 sort of thing. I was trying to figure out, like, what I wanted to do. And I have, like, some miscellaneous kind of vlog-style videos here and there. But then I literally just, like, made I think it's called, like, crocheting a hat so you don't have to or something like that. And that was my first, like, crocheting video pre the Harry cardigan. And it was just, like, a fun way to document what I'm doing. I've always liked the idea that YouTube is, like, you're just sitting and hanging out with a friend, which is why I kind of got into it. And then, like I said, once the Harry cardigan took off, which that really just, like, sent me to a different dimension. I was, like, gaining subscribers and whatever, like
Yeah, it
much
was
faster than I
crazy.
could, like, really process.
Yeah.
It kind of just, like, narrowed me into a niche. But like I said, I ended up loving it, thank God. So it ended up being fine. But I didn't go into it being like, I'm gonna get 10 million subscribers. Like, I went into it because it's fun. It just kind of happened that people liked what I was doing, which is fun because I still like doing that same stuff now. You know,
Yeah.
making, like, the videos that people can just sit and hang
That's
out with.
nice.
Did you guys think, like, 3 years later you would still be doing this?
Not at all.
I don't know. Whenever I do things, I commit to it, like, for a very long time. Like, when I would play sports in high school, I can never just, like, play sports. I had to, like, be the captain by senior year. So, like, I've always had, like, an annoying fire under my butt to be like, you have to actually be better than everyone. Which I'm not saying I am. But
Oh, sure.
I don't think I was like set on doing this for at least a little while until this kind of transitions into what I wanted to ask you all about what like we are known best for currently, because that might change sometime.
yes.
But until the floweralls kind of got big, which is I think what I'm most known for, didn't think I would ever like have a pattern out or like make it into something that I had to keep up in that way, because now like if you put out a pattern you have to have an Etsy or whatever and you have to keep that up, and so I wasn't anticipating having to have any sort of longevity to this. Like I was like, I can just quit Instagram if I ever get bored of this, but now you kind of can't. Like you can quit posting or whatever, but you have to stay on top of your messages on Etsy and all that. But back to the original point. I'm best known for the floweralls, I think. Now maybe the heart alls, because those have gotten big as well. Just the alls designs.
Slay.
So that.
Yeah. Crochet overall girl.
Which
That's
I
you.
think it's interesting, like,
Savannah crochet overalls.
Savannah dot overalls.
it's so interesting, like, that's not what I think of myself as a crocheter, but it's definitely what other people think of me as. Like, that is, personally, I don't like overalls that much, but since other people do, and they seem to like what I do,
Exposed,
Big reveal.
dude.
big
I'm gonna
reveal,
leave
big
this.
reveal.
Oh my god. Oh my god, canceled. Oh my god,
Savannah hates her most
canceled.
popular pattern.
I still think they're cute. I find them. I
That's
wouldn't
crazy.
have made them if I didn't find them cute. But I just don't wear them that much. I like
Obviously, yeah.
shorts more, so I made shorts patterns because maybe other people do too. But yeah, anyway, enough about me. What do you all think you're best known for? Because I think that will be interesting.
Morgan, you go.
I don't know.
I think
The
Yeah.
flower top?
Or the car top.
That
I
was like
think-
my first big thing. Like the car tank was my first like,
yeah.
this is getting a lot of attention and getting me a lot of followers.
Or
Which
your
it slays, so.
Cardigan.
Yeah.
Your like first cardigan.
My
I was
original
gonna
cardigan.
I was gonna say I think you and I are a little bit different than Savannah in the way that like Savannah has a very distinct pattern, even though they're kind of two at this point, but they're both overall, so it's a very distinct look, opposed to I think Morgan, a couple of your things have gone viral on TikTok,
Yeah.
and like people know your account with those designs, even if it's not like you with making that, if that
Yeah.
makes sense. So I
Yeah,
think
it's
it's a
like-
couple of things.
Yeah. Originally it was the cardigan. And then I have no concept of time, so I don't know what came next. But like the flower top has like my most views on TikTok for sure.
Yeah, yeah,
And then the Grand Budapest Hotel cardigan.
yeah.
And I think it's like those are the main things that people
Yeah.
are like, oh my god, I saw this.
Yeah, I have to
That's it.
agree. For me, I don't know. I think if you were to ask me a year to a year and a half ago, I would have said the Harry cardigan, but I get comments, not all the time, but like every once in a while, people put the pieces together that I am the girl that made the Harry cardigan. At least that one YouTube video,
Yeah.
you know? But I don't think I'm necessarily like infamous for that. I think at one time a lot of people came to me because of that, but I don't really think that's the case anymore. I don't know. Part of me wants to say like the oopsie daisy bag, but I don't really think even that. I think more people just like the pattern and they don't really know it's me, but probably, and it's not something I guess I've made, but it made crochet wise, but I think some of my videos
That's what
are
I was gonna say.
yeah, because I don't know, and we've had these conversations before, and I'm very slow to be like, I came up with this idea because I doubt that I did. That's not my point.
Yeah.
But I started posting a lot of crochet with me's. I started posting how much can I crochet in a day, how much can I crochet in an hour. Those like challenges, mainly because, and like I'm being so honest, I was out of video ideas. Not the crochet with me's. That's always like I just have something I want to make and I want to share the pattern with people, not leaking other people's patterns, but just like, oh my god, look at this fun thing I'm making and we can sit and work together. But the how much can I crochet in a day came because I was like, I don't know what I should post. Let me just see how much I can make today. And then how much can I crochet in an hour was that same idea, but I was at school and like 30 times busier. So I was like, I need a video to post this week. What can I do? And so I came up with these like timed challenges. And like I said, I'm not going to sit here and claim that I invented it because I don't know if I did. That's not really the point.
Yeah.
But a lot of people do them now. And I know when I started doing them, at least not a lot of people were doing things like that.
Yeah. I watched your videos. Like I watched all those videos.
Yeah.
1000%.
Yeah, a lot of people when we were home were watching my videos, so I think a lot of my like
Don't watch your
challenges.
videos.
Thanks. I think a lot of like the challenges I came up with are things that a lot of people still do now, but they might
Yeah.
not know that I was
The
in
original.
the beginning of it. Yeah. Which is kind of fun though. I mean, I don't know. I like seeing people do that stuff and I'm like, oh, that was like a good idea. Go me, you know.
Cute. Yeah, I agree. It's your videos. Your content.
I'm just
True
a
content
super,
creator.
super famous YouTuber.
What do you guys have like a favorite thing that you've made?
That's a good question. I never know.
I never.
I feel like I like a lot of my things for different reasons.
Like, I don't really. I am so easily, you guys can probably relate to this, I'm so easily influenced by how things perform. and like how many likes they get or how many views
Yeah,
they
for
get or
sure.
whatever. So it's hard to see past that sometimes.
I only like this. If
Yeah,
other people like
it's like not good to think that way, but you kind of, I mean, you have to know
It's
what
hard.
performs well when you're trying to post, because you don't want your post to reach like 1% of your followers consistently. So of course you notice these things. But anyways, I think my favorite thing that I've made, maybe my favorite design of mine that I actually wear, is the Daisy Days dress. I really like the sleeves on it. I think it's unique. I think not incredibly unique, obviously, not that it's never been done before. But I don't know. I think it's the most in line with what my actual style is. Can you imagine? Something I make is actually something I'd wear. Yeah, so crazy. But yeah, I think that, or the cat blankets I make, if it's like not my design. So many people think that's maybe what people think I am known for.
Yeah.
I don't know why. That pattern has been around since
Really?
like the 80s, but I still get messages like, I made your cat blanket design, and I'm like, that's not mine. I don't. The post got like 1,000 likes, but
That
for
is
some
so
reason,
funny.
like, it is. Everyone thinks it's mine.
But I feel like did you post a TikTok
Like,
about it
none
too?
of my TikToks about it
No.
have like gone really viral or anything.
Well, maybe if you changed your username.
For those listening, I used to be called Hats on Cats on TikTok. I am no longer called Hats on Cats. I'm now called Savannah.Stitches at the behest of Morgan. I did.
You changed it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yay!
I could never find you because I could never remember that stupid ass
Yeah,
name.
there were a lot of like really mean, hateful texts in the group chat targeted towards Savannah.
It's a fun
Not
name.
just
It's
from
a
me.
fun name.
Not just from me and Anna.
Starting my innocence narrative.
It's because I was born on the same day as Dr.
That's so
Seuss,
funny.
and you know, like the Cat in the Hat, and I like cats too, and I made a crochet hat for my cat.
Never heard of it.
And so Hats on Cats just felt really prescient at the time when I was making my TikTok, and so I thought it was really funny and innovative.
Sure.
But if you guys don't, that's fine.
Totally good. Totally fun.
Yeah.
I don't know
Your
what my
second?
favorite thing is.
Your second cat blanket photo has like
Oh
9,000
yeah, I forget
likes.
about that one.
Savannah.
Oh my god, really? Okay, famous. Okay, famous. Honestly, I love. This is so deviating. I won't go on a far tangent. I love seeing pictures of blankets. Like,
Interesting.
whenever I see them on my Explore page, I automatically click on them and I'm like interested. Key to success: blankets.
I really want to make a blanket pattern.
If you
Insider
post about a
scoop.
blanket, Anna will look at your post. Will she interact? Who knows?
I just lurk. I give no engagement.
Scrolling.
Oh, I was gonna say, I'm not totally sure what my favorite thing I've made is. Once again, if you asked me about a year and a half ago, I probably would have said the Harry cardigan, but I think I've kind of
Growth.
shifted from that. In terms of things I've designed, I do really like the Oopsie Daisy bag and the Isabel cardigan, which you guys bullied me relentlessly to finish,
You're
which is
welcome.
so funny. But I do think that's a super cute design. But I recently knit a skirt. It's the Dahlia skirt by Andy Knits. I test knitted it for her.
Oh yeah, it's
And
so cute.
I really love it. It's like, that's probably one of the pieces that's like closest to my style, like you were saying, Savannah. Even though it's not my design, but I don't care. It's fantastic design and everyone should make it, in my opinion.
Fair enough. I think I don't know. I think definitely what I wear the most is like are my hoodies because they're slay and comfortable. My granny hoodie, for those who are not aware of what I'm talking about.
No, everyone
Maybe.
knows. Everyone knows
Everyone
you.
should know. Granny hoodie, look it up. There's a pattern. I definitely wear that the most. So that's probably my favorite. Like my flower top. I think that's probably like one of the best things I've made. I don't wear it all the time because it's like not easy to wear all the time, but it's. I look at it and I'm like, that's good. That was really
I did
good.
something with that one. That's impressive.
I ate a little bit.
Just I nibbled.
Yeah, that's probably
Yeah, I'd have to
for
agree.
me.
Oh,
You know?
and there's actually, oh my god, there's that one design that you made, Savannah. Do you know the one I'm talking about?
Oh.
That
it was
one
like
that
a
Morgan
vest
made?
or something.
Yes. Yes.
There's a granny square vest that you
Yes,
made
it's like a
once.
granny
It's like
square
white. It
vest.
has white edges on the granny squares. I really think you should make a pattern for it. I've been trying not to mention it personally, because I know you don't like all this pressure. But I've been keeping quiet. I know I have. I really want you to make a pattern for that vest because I think it's really cute. That's probably my favorite thing you've made.
Savannah, once a week.
More than
maybe
once a week.
Thrice. Definitely like, sorry, once
Thrice
a
a
day.
week.
Thrice a week, Savannah. I made this granny square. Should I pull up a
Yes,
picture?
please.
Yes. Well,
made
for some context, I think it's important to know that the three of us are, while we do love this so much and so deeply, we are so incredibly unmotivated, and we have to like bully one another, verbally bully one another, to get any work done. As I mentioned
It's true.
previously, my gingham cardigan, the Isabel cardigan, Morgan specifically, but Savannah too, by the end. Morgan specifically bullied me relentlessly. But the
you
pattern's
wanted me
done.
to.
But the pattern's done and a lot of people like it. So thank you. And so now we've resulted in bullying one another to get work done, but it works.
It does.
And we've never
Anyways,
been more famous and successful.
Best. Wow, that's really good quality up there. The best in question.
Everyone
Savannah,
claps.
since it was like
Yeah.
posted, Savannah has been like, please make a pattern for me and me only.
I don't care. It can be one size,
A totally
no
selfish act.
customizable, anything, just for me. I'll pay
Like,
$10,000.
The worst pattern
Yes.
ever. It's chicken scratch.
I'll just send my
Yes.
thoughts to
So
you.
Perfect.
funny. Well,
Anyways, Savannah really wants me to write that pattern, and maybe I will.
Maybe
She's
one
starting
day.
to wear me down a
Comment
little
down
bit.
below.
if we bully hard
Guys,
enough.
Bullying works.
I've always said
Peer
that.
pressure works.
Well, I was just kind of, as you were playing with the picture, explaining the lore of how we get our work done, which is hating
Yes.
one another. But we've talked about this in our heads because we're delusional. Everyone knows we're friends, and everyone is obsessed with this friendship. Everyone is in, like, we are like the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit, for sure. But I don't think anybody knows we're friends. I don't think anyone realizes it because we all live in different places.
Also, we're just like continuously verbally abusing each other in our comment sections.
Say that. I was gonna say that.
And I think it scares people a little bit.
Yeah, we'll say the most heinous things to one another, and some really, really, really nice people will be like,
Yes.
hey, that's so out of pocket. Like, truly the nicest. And we're like, I'm so sorry, we're
worry,
just
don't
very
worry."
good friends. So, we're gonna clear the air. Would someone like to explain how the three of us became friends to give a little bit of
I'll explain from
background
my
that I
perspective.
think it's time to give.
Different from your all's perspective because I think I was aware that
Okay,
you
fair,
two were
fair.
friends because I had seen those mean comments to each other and I was like, okay. And then I remember like separately just responding to you guys' Instagram stories or something, like just casual. I do that with a ton of people. I'm so incredibly popular and famous by the way. And I just at some point
Duh.
I became aware that you guys talked more, and I think it was Anna that was like, "Hey, do you want to like join a group chat with us?" I think it was on Instagram at first, and then turns out we actually like each other as
Yeah.
people, so we have like a text group chat now.
That's great.
I wouldn't, maybe not that far.
We FaceTime often.
We do FaceTime often. And it is actually helpful, I think, to have other people to kind of bounce your ideas off of, or be like, I talk to my mom a lot about what I do, but she doesn't crochet, so it's kind of harder for her to help me with stuff. But it's nice to have you all. Not to be sentimental on the pod, but I think you guys are great people, and I'm glad that we're friends.
Well,
Wow. And I've met Morgan in person, but not Anna because
That's
Anna is a
crazy.
loser.
That's true.
okay, I'm afraid of flying. Please, that's for another episode.
You problem, babe.
Okay, so for me, my perspective, I, similarly to you, Savannah, love just DMing people as if we're, like, already good friends. For some reason, online, I would never do this in person. I'm not an introvert in person, but, like, it takes me a second to warm up. But online, I'm like, everyone loves me.
Darn.
Don't know if that's a really good mentality to have, but I'm pretty sure, I looked for it the other day, I couldn't find it, but I'm pretty sure I commented on one of Morgan's TikToks, basically just like telling her that I loved it. And she was like, oh my god, I love your videos. And then we just started like chit-chatting, and then we became friends that way. And then Savannah, we probably became friends by like the DM thing, because that seems the most reasonable, sort of like thing that happened. I don't remember that as distinctly, but I also barely remember how me and Morgan became friends. I have awful memory.
I think I remember. I think you reposted one of my posts on your story or something like that.
Maybe.
And then I was like,
I really
oh my
don't
God, thank
remember.
you. I love your videos. And then that was it.
And then we fell in love.
History.
And then we fell in
True.
love. We're actually dating.
Wow.
Yeah.
Spreading that narrative.
Yeah.
Savannah's our kid.
Could be. I'm far
Don't
off.
you- don't
And
see
12
it?
years old, so.
So,
It's true.
yeah, but that's how we became the most infamous
Bestie.
friend group in the
And
world.
why we have a lovely podcast
Yeah.
now, which transitions beautifully into what I wanted to talk about. We're kind of getting to this early. We haven't been rambling
Oh.
on as much as I thought we would. Look at us. But just what
We're
I know
being
we're
good.
being great.
Point.
But the podcast going forward, what it will be about. We talk about so much all the time, you guys. You have no idea. And so we thought
We have thoughts on everything.
Yes,
Everything.
we talk about everything. And so each episode will kind of be hopefully on a different topic. We're gonna bring our own thoughts beforehand. We're actually gonna think before we speak, maybe for once, maybe the second time in our lives. Maybe the third for some of us.
That's wild.
I'm young, so I haven't really thought before I've spoken
not easy.
yet. But yeah, just different topics like, I don't know, what makes a good
Clearly.
pattern, or like what, I don't know, what we like in trends, what we like in yarns. If anyone has any ideas for us, DM us as well. I don't think we see this as like a one-way street, any of us. Like, we like commenting and having people who like our content. So please let us know what you want us to talk about and things like that. Yeah.
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 We wanted a place where we could have conversations like we would on FaceTime, but we could make boatloads of money from it.
Yeah. That's the
Because-
only reason we're doing this.
Yeah, we, like, I actually completely disagree with what
Okay.
Savannah was talking about earlier about actually liking them. I don't really like them that much, but I know that I can get views,
Yeah.
so.
Awesome. I'm also doing
Just
this so I can get
views.
sponsored
Mhm.
by Wheat
Views.
Thins, hopefully at some point. I don't have my Wheat Thins near me right
Yeah.
now, but I've really
Yes.
been liking Wheat Thins.
There's a lot of
lately.
wheat thin lore.
Wheat Thins, please sponsor us.
So that's also my goal.
You make Savannah
Comment
really
and
happy.
tag Wheat Thins down below. Or buy Wheat Thins in the store and send them to me.
Hi, wheat
Hey, Wheat
thins.
Thins.
If anybody listening works for Wheat Thins, works for who is it? Who owns Wheat Thins? Is it like
couldn't tell
Nabisco
you.
or something?
Probably.
Nabisco.
Hit me up. Hit your roll up.
So Google it.
Yeah.
Nabisco.
Sorry.
Nabisco.
Influencer outreach at Nabisco. Our
I'll
email
crochet
is down
a
below.
Wheat
Our email is linked. Our email is linked.
Just a
Low
beige
key.
square.
Low-key, you're onto something. Wait, genius.
A blanket. Wheat Thins blanket
Oh
pattern.
my god.
Yo, that's kind of good. Okay.
This is gonna be our first collective pattern.
Savannah does a third of it. She sends it to me. Okay, she sends it across the country to me. I do the next third. Different color lot. Okay?
Different hook size.
Different hook size, different stitch. I finished my part. Package it, send it overseas. Morgan finishes it. Different yarn, different color lot,
Yeah.
different hook,
And Morgan
different
sends
stitch.
it to me.
Worst
so I can
pattern you've ever
actually
seen.
make the
We
pattern, 'cause
sell
you guys don't write any
millions.
patterns ever.
Okay, not all of us have book deals.
I'll listen to you when you make the granny list. So.
Morgan has a job.
That's true.
Some of us have things to do.
In defense of Morgan, she has a 9 to 5. Oh my god.
Thank you.
Yeah, but jokes aside, we just wanted like a fun place where the three of us can hang out and chat about things and be silly. We know the name is Crochet Authority, but it's just kind of a joke, obviously. Like, we just wanted a place where we can chit chat about fun little different things.
We truly know nothing.
We know nothing.
Let's put that out there.
No,
Anything.
no, we know nothing. Everything we say is obviously just like our opinion, our thoughts, and our perspectives through our experience. But like Savannah says, it's gonna be fun to hear different takes from different people, having different kind of conversations on things. And yeah, we just wanted a space where the three of us could sit and chat, and hopefully some of the things that we talk about will be entertaining or comforting or helpful to other people listening. Like I said, a lot of the content I make, I like to make because it gives people like a virtual friend to hang out with. So hopefully,
anytime I have to sit down and make something. Anna, please post a video.
Yes. So hopefully this will be that for you. There we go.
You're welcome.
I'm not known for my speaking.
It's good that we're making a podcast.
Yeah, don't worry, I'll learn.
It's only a matter of time. Duolingo. We're making English on Duolingo.
You know me.
Okay. Yeah, anyways. We all like watching stuff while we're knitting, crocheting, so we figured, why not contribute to that?
Yeah.
Are we going to be our only 3 viewers?
There's not enough content in the world.
Maybe.
Not enough podcasts.
No.
Podcasts are not nearly
There are
oversaturated
so few.
enough.
Podcasts are scarce.
So few things to listen to.
Nary a podcast.
Yeah, so we thought we'd add to that.
Yeah. We thought we'd pioneer podcasting.
Yeah. Really break that glass ceiling. You know, as women.
Anyways, I have some questions for you guys.
Okay.
Wow,
I
interview
just have
time.
to look them up.
Look them up.
I wrote them down. I have a bad memory. We've already established
I have to
this.
Google them.
What make of yours was the most difficult
Ooh.
and or took the longest?
need to
Yeah, I
open my
haven't
Instagram.
prepared for this. Give me a
That's
minute.
really fair.
I don't remember what, like, I make it, I post it, I forget about
Yeah,
it.
Same.
Gone.
Hey.
Most difficult.
Okay, I have 2 answers.
Okay.
One would either be my, the mom granny sweater pattern. That was my first ever pattern. And I found it very challenging just because it was my first pattern. It was my first time size grading, and I personally found the granny squares to be harder.
Yeah.
Or the top that I just made for Boy Genius that I'm realizing I never posted my pictures of, so maybe I'll do that today. I posted a TikTok, but I made a video, whatever. The front says "Never a God," the back had angel wings from the Boy Genius lyrics. And I'm just not
Please
great
credit
with color
Savannah
work.
and I as consultants on that, please.
Yes, Savannah gave me the idea. I will fully admit to that. I texted the both of them consistently, but I'm not great with color work. So that just was, it took a lot of brain power for me, and I don't really have a lot of that. So
Very fair.
probably my 2 hardest.
I think for
How about you guys?
me,
Savannah?
it was either there are 2 things. As a beginner, I made the Taylor Swift's Folklore cardigan in crochet, which you have to do like front post, back
That is
post
so
work. Yeah.
brave.
Well, I wasn't a super beginner. Hold on. It was like
Yeah.
it was less than a year after I started crocheting, but it was still like it's by Crochet by Bev on YouTube, I think. I watched, if you guys know the Shadow and Bone series on Netflix, I watched that like 2 times over while I was making it, because I love that book series. And I've met Lee Bardugo. That's only a flex to like 0.00000% of 1% of the population. That's
really cool.
Thank you. But that cardigan was the hardest for me at the time because I didn't know what a front post anything was. But I enjoyed making that. And I really enjoy the look of it. But I think now what was honestly the Heartall's, the heart bib version, making that heart, bane of my absolute existence. And it's still not finished. Like, it's in testing, and I think I still need to...
We know.
I still need to adjust it. But I don't know. It just took me so long to figure out how I wanted it to look, and I've never freehanded. Okay, I have a lot of patchwork designs, but making a certain shape and like figuring out which stitches and like it's just a lot. It's a different kind of designing than I had ever done before, really. So that was a big challenge for me. What about you, Morgan?
Turned out slay, though.
The one that took me the longest was obviously the Grand Budapest sweater. So I did put it down for a long time, but it just like, it's very intricate and it took so long, and it's quite big too because of the design, that it wasn't it wasn't that difficult, but it just like took a long time to like map out, and then you have to like draw the chart and stitch fiddle, draft the pattern, because I didn't follow a pattern, like I made up the pattern for the sweater itself. It's very simple, but still. So that one definitely took me the longest.
Yeah.
My most difficult, I think, would be the one that drove me the most crazy was the Ellie tattoo sweater. That was like, I genuinely losing my fucking mind. I love it too.
It's so good.
Like, I'm so proud of it. It turned out really, really well. But like, I definitely chose to do it in a way that made it a lot harder for me.
Yeah.
Like, I had never, and I like, again, I designed the pattern for it, so like I had to figure out how to, like, the counts and whatever, stitch numbers and whatever for the top down raglan, which I'd never done before. I blocked it, took forever to dry. I was like blow drying it because it's winter and it's like so damp here. It was like 3 days and it still was not dry. And then like figuring out how to, I'd never embroidered before either. Figuring out how to embroider
Because
the
of
text.
course
Yeah,
not.
why would you?
It just drove me nuts. So that was, yeah, definitely the most difficult.
As we're
But not the
talking,
longest.
as we're talking about all the things that we've made, like, and I'm saying this genuinely, unironically, and not to get snapped on the pod, you guys both have such phenomenal things. Like,
Yeah.
You too.
the more you guys talk about it, the more I'm like, oh my god. Like, such talented people.
We
It's crazy.
actually,
That's why
yeah,
we're
we're the most
authority.
talented
And
people in the crochet space.
Everyone should go
Follow all of us.
follow them and go buy their patterns and pre-order
Oh,
Savannah's
please,
book.
please, please.
Oh my god,
Please.
yeah. Link below. Link below to
Anyways.
pre-order.
Back to your questions.
Those
Oh,
are
okay,
my
awesome.
questions.
You had one.
It was like a combination of like 3 questions.
You really hyped it up to
Yeah,
having
whatever.
many.
When did I ever hint
It's
to the
plural.
fact that I had
You said
multiple,
questions.
many questions?
Before we started
Okay,
this.
and I asked plural questions.
I don't
That's so
remember.
funny.
I don't.
Did I not? Roll the tape back.
Please do
restart
not
it
rewind
again.
this podcast.
Anyways. Yep. Actually, don't ever.
Go look at the fact that Savannah is incorrect.
Okay. Well, I feel like we've covered most of the topics. We've kind of given them
Introduced ourselves.
an introduction to who we are, how we became friends, what this podcast is going to be. And one thing, what?
We were like, what's this podcast going to be about? And we're like, everything.
A little bit of everything. It's just we're gonna be 3 friends who sit and goss, and you can
Yeah,
sit and goss with
please.
us. Obviously,
Yeah.
that's like the most fun part about girlhood. But to kind of round it out, what have you guys been making recently? What have you been enjoying media-wise? Like, what are the things that are like filling your cup and making you happy?
For me, I've been pattern testing for Jada by Miss Moon in Heaven. She's not by, her business name is Miss Moon in Heaven. But I'm working on that top. I'm actually going to finish it today, hopefully. And then bring it on my vacation that I'm going on in a couple days.
Brave.
Yeah, so brave. But I've been working on that.
Slay.
I've also been working, while I've been watching Schitt's Creek and Barry with my mom, I've been working on a sweater, which is in my book that's coming out September 5th, 2023. It has 15 beginner-friendly but yeah, that's what I'm working on right now. And I'll probably, once I finish Jada's pattern test, on vacation, I'm going to start a knit raglan sweater. I've never done a raglan sweater before, but just a white, normal, most standard sweater you could ever experience. And I had another idea that I've completely forgotten. So hand it off to one of you all.
I've been working on a couple of things. I'm knitting Belly's summer sweater from the first episode of season 2 of The Summer I Turned Pretty because,
Cute.
and we'll probably talk about this in extreme detail at one point. I've been obsessed with those books for like 8 years, and so the show is like the best thing to happen to me. So that's also media I've been enjoying. But I'm knitting that sweater, and I'm having a really good time with it. Not that I haven't had fun crafting recently, but it's just kind of like reinvigorating. You know what I mean? I'm working on the pattern test for the heart alls for Savannah. I'm making the square bib version, so that's very fun to pick up when I just want to create a couple granny squares. And I'm about to start pattern testing the kaleidoscope cardigan for Jamie Creates for her book. So I'm super excited about that because I love her sweater design, so I'm super excited to be a part of that. And like I said, I'm watching Summer Turned Pretty. I haven't been watching a lot of stuff. I've been listening to music, just like a variety of stuff, but mainly Taylor Swift, of course. And I've been listening to Gayotic, which is Muna's podcast.
Of course.
Yes, that's what I've been up to. How about you, Morgan?
I literally just finished 2 vests for the Hozier concert. If you haven't seen, I made these really cute vests for me and my roommate when we went to the Hozier concert. It says, "Hello, my name is Jackie," and "Hello, my name is Wilson," obviously in reference to the song Jackie and Wilson. And I'd been working on those for like 2 weeks. I finished them very last minute.
That is so brave that you finished those in 2 weeks.
I got the yarn a long time ago, and then I was like, I'm in no rush. I should have been.
That sounds so
me. Started
me-coded.
a lot sooner.
That's so me.
But I didn't. But I haven't really been watching anything. I've been so busy. But yeah, those are done, and I'm not currently working on anything because I need to give my hands a break. Because I knitted furiously while making those to finish them on time.
Yeah.
When this goes up, I might have a new free pattern out. Hopefully.
Well, you know what? Now that you said it, Savannah and I will bully you hard enough to make sure that it's actually out. Because we don't want to lie to the internet.
Done.
It's the
almost
granny
done.
vest,
Okay,
right?
perfect. Then it's going to be out.
No.
Okay.
No, it's not. So I'm working on that pattern.
Cool.
And the pattern's basically done. I just have to do film the tutorial bit. But yes. That's it. And I'm watching Psych again.
I love Psych.
Because I ran out of things to watch. I love that show. I love that show. And now that Savannah's watching Schitt's Creek, it's taking genuinely everything in me not to rewatch Schitt's Creek.
I'm not stopping you. No one's stopping you. Dan Levy's not stopping you.
I know. You're like, do it. It's like, it's not what I
Dan
need
Levy's
to
actually
do.
asking for you to watch.
Dan Levy, hire me on the productions that aren't happening right now.
That's so funny. I also forgot to mention what I'm reading. I'm currently rereading Book Lovers by Emily Henry. Because I read a lot, so I thought I should toss that in there.
I'm currently listening to Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows.
Slay.
'Cause I never read the books, but I'm listening to Stephen Fry tell them to me.
Yes. That's so good.
Amazing.
I do read, contrary to popular belief. I'm rereading the Throne of Glass series because I started it when I was 12 years old and never finished it. So
last week.
And I'm back at the point I was when I just gave up. I have 2 more books to go, and in those 2 books are 1,700 more pages. But that's what I'm planning on finishing this year. I'm doing Emily Henry books in between the books so I can have some joy in my life, but that's what I'm reading right now.
Yeah.
Cute.
Wow. Consuming
And Anna
so
still
much
has to
media.
watch the Barbie movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
My girlfriend's coming into town tomorrow. We're gonna go see it tomorrow afternoon.
Good.
And then
Finally.
as soon as I step one foot out of that theater, I will immediately text our group chat. I will immediately tell you guys
this
all
movie
my
has not
thoughts.
even been out for a week.
No. You guys have asked me every day to go see it. I don't want to go to the movies alone.
It's cathartic.
It is.
Not for me. I'm waiting for my girlfriend to show up. We'll see it. I'll send you the pictures
Fine.
of me crying because I probably will cry. Don't worry.
Absolutely.
Thank
You guys will
Yeah.
get full rundown. Yeah,
So we can finally talk about it in the group chat.
we will. Don't worry. When Savannah watched it and I said shush, did you guys immediately go and text one another?
No.
Oh, damn. I kind of thought you would. I thought it was going to be me saying shush and you guys being like, you can't not talk about it, so you texted one another. That would have been so funny.
When I need to discuss something, I just read a ton of Letterboxd reviews and all of them in a row.
I love Letterboxd.
That's funny. Okay. Well, don't worry. Tomorrow tomorrow I will watch it and get back to you guys. Full review.
Thank you.
Get excited.
Is that it? Are we
I
done?
think so.
It's been 50 minutes. It's not
Wow.
bad.
Yeah,
pretty
good
long.
first episode.
If anyone has stayed through this whole
Thanks for
thing,
watching, if anyone's
thank
still
you.
here.
Yeah.
Do you guys want me to do the outro?
Sure.
Sure. What's the outro?
We wrote it together, Morgan.
I forgot about that.
All right. Thanks for listening to this week's episode of the Crochet Authority. If you liked it, which we know you did, make sure to rate it 5 stars and give it the best review possible wherever you can. Also, make sure to stay up to date with us on Instagram and TikTok at the Crochet Authority, and follow our personal accounts on social media because we're perfect and we know you want to. Okay, that's all we have for you guys. Goodbye.
Not a lie.
Bye.
Bye.